Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I hope everything's okay in your life. In this video, I will convey a detailed review of BDO settings and explain how I use my own settings. Before delving into this, I need to clarify something. BDO is approximately 10 years old game, yet undoubtedly beautiful graphics and a unique combat system in the MMORPG games. It has maintained its popularity over the years and it's truly a wonderful game, no doubt for that. The game was optimized according to the conditions of its time and the PA company used its own game engine. Therefore, some processors may encounter optimization issue in today's conditions. There is a special settings video available on the channel for this situation. Please do not forget to check out this video from the link in the top right corner. By the way, this process is not mandatory. This is just for a better game performance. I explained everything in the video. Okay, in this video, I will discuss the game settings, UI settings, and how I play the game. Before move on to the details, let me tell you right away how I'm playing the game. During combat, I'm using very low settings. In normal situations, generally using medium settings. And when I'm creating contents, mostly I prefer in remastered or ultra mode. Alright, let's delve into the details together. Let's start with the general settings first, and then I will talk about UI changes and the assigning shortcuts. When you open the settings, the first window you will encounter will look like this. The home icon in the top left corner will always bring you back to this page. Setting Archive is a cloud system that will help you to restore your settings in case of any problem. Once you have customized your settings, you can upload them from here and store your settings in the game's cloud system. The Reset All button will reset everything and revert to factory settings. The Delete Cache option at the bottom left helps you to clean up unnecessary files created by the game. For example, let's say you have been playing the game for a long time and this has created a pile of files in the background. Clearing these file stacks can improve your game performance. Doing this every 2-3 hours can provide you with a smoother gaming experience. In the copyright section, you can find details about the game's production, company information, and etc. In the middle section, you will find the preset settings recommended by the game. Based on your computer's power, you can automatically select one of these, or you can save your custom settings in the custom options section on the right and switch quickly from there. In the UI Windows optimization section, the UI scale adjusts automatically according to your screen resolution. You can also adjust this manually. When you click the performance settings, you will see sub-menus opening at the bottom. Everything is in these sections is actually some kind of quick options included the 4 main menus below. This section can be considered as simpler version of the options. Therefore, I'm skipping this directly because in the following sections you can make much more detailed settings including the ones here. It will be better for you to come back here and understand it yourself when you are familiar with the settings in the bottom section. In the display settings section, we can adjust all our display settings. By the way, the custom settings I mentioned at the beginning can be changed and saved by clicking on the 2 icons located at the bottom left of the screen. The first sub-menu is Game Window. In this section, you can set your display mode as full screen window, or game window. You can adjust your screen resolution from here. I should add that BDO is more stable game at 2K and above resolutions. I don't know why, but it feels smoother and better. Also, as the resolution increases, you can see more clearly how high quality the game actually is. UI scale adjusts the size of all UI elements you see on the screen. You can adjust it according to your wish. In the crop mode section, it is a settings that allows the game to be cropped from the bottom and top or sides to increase FPS used by players. Also, when cropped from the bottom and top, your field of view will expand. The screen will look like this. In the display section, you can adjust all detailed quality settings. I usually use the texture quality settings at medium. There isn't a huge difference between medium and high, but the increase in the GPU usage is a bit higher between high and medium. If you have a powerful GPU, using high shouldn't be a problem. In the graphics section, you can see very low, low, medium, slightly high, high, very high, lowest optimal, remastered and ultra modes. The lowest setting is lowest optimal, also people call this mode optimization mode. The highest is ultra, but the ultra settings are not designed for normal gameplay. They are more designed for photograph and video modes. Even very high-end systems will struggle with ultra settings. For example, I'm currently around 80 FPS in 2K resolution without doing anything. And imagine that in combat or while I'm doing other things. Probably my FPS will be around 30, 40 or maybe 50. Therefore, you can consider the highest game settings as remastered. You can experiment with the values in between according to your preference. Next, you will see the anti-aliasing settings. I do not recommend to use TAA settings at all. It heavily blurs the game and strains the eyes. For a sharper image, FXAA is the most ideal. Also, if you wish, you can turn it off. At the bottom, there are fine-tuning settings. Be careful, some of these settings may be closed at lower levels. SSAO is for shadows. I prefer to not use them while in normal gameplay. The display filter slightly blurs distant objects to make your surroundings clearer. The faraway objects settings make distant objects more visible. Depth field size creates an effect as if you are looking through a DSLR camera. The background blurs as you get closer to your character. Faraway NPCs show details for NPC in the distance. Hit effects makes mobs glow based on the color of your skill when you hit them. You can use this to know if your skill is actually hit the mobs or not. However, it should not be left on for a long time as it may cause a headache due to the excessive flickering. When the reduce snow option is enabled, it removes the snow effect. With the winter snow theme added to the game in the winter time, you can choose to remove the snow from the ground. The blood splitter and the other setting leaves the blood droplet effect on your screen during combat. I recommend you turn off auto frame optimization. The remove other effects and the other option can be toggled on and off depending on the situation. It allows you to hide other effects. For example, I prefer to use it during large combats or when doing PvE with a party. The upscale feature allows weak systems to play the game in remastered mode using FSR1 technology. I know this is a little bit old, but for the current situation, BDO has only FSR1. There are 4 different settings available. You can choose these settings according to your system. However, I don't really like these settings because the image becomes muddy and the quality being too bad. In the low power option, the game will automatically switch power saving mode by reducing the energy drawn from the GPU and CPU. You can enable this setting when you plan to be AFK for a long time, for example fishing or AFK training. Under normal circumstances, it should be turned off. In the effects section, you can adjust the game's light and filter settings. You can choose any filter you like. I usually play without filters and prefer to see the game's default colors. Gamma settings increases the light level. On the other hand, contrast enhances color intensity. Opacity controls the visibility of skill effects in the game, and you can reduce it minimum 30%. Make sure to set combat focus 0. When you hit something or get hit, a dark flicker effect appears on the screen and causes a headache quickly. Definitely turn it off and do not use it. Color vision mode is designed for colorblind people. In the camera graphics settings section, set the vision range to 100. This will allow you to see a wider area. If you don't want to experience headaches or similar issues, turn off all settings at the bottom. Camera shakes and similar effects will negatively impact both your eyes health and your FPS stability. In the screenshot section, there are options for taking screenshots of the game. As a content creator, I take screenshots in 8K resolution. You can adjust it according to your preference. Additionally, if you do not want to use the game's watermark in the captured images, you can disable it. Let's check volume settings. Whisper alert settings will play a sound when you receive a private message. The system tray settings, I recommend keeping it off when you move the game to the system tray. Nearby music allows you to hear the music played by any player nearby. Below, you will find sound settings that you can adjust according to your preference. Everything is already labeled in this section. In the general settings section, we will find many details. Aim assist is a feature commonly used to automatically target for you. It is preferred to keep it on except for some specific situations. Combat assist is a setting recommended for a new player, but I still prefer to keep it off directly. Separable quick slot will allow you to activate more skill cooldowns and quick slots in your UI settings. definitely keep it on. It will help you keep track of lots of your skills on your screen, as you can see on my screen right now in bottom part. Turn off Simplify UI and Screensaver. Autocall Months allows your month to automatically teleport to you after completing each quest in your main quest series, which is a very good feature for new players in the game. In the Show Hide section, you can find things you want to see or not see on the screen. This part depends a bit your personal preferences. You can quickly see my settings on the screen right now, and you can create your own settings according to your wish. In the last section, you will see the hit detection section on this part. You can open this to see details of your attack type on the screen when you hit a target. For example, back attack, critical, air attack, down attack, immune, and etc. The defense icon allows you to see your character's current status, such as super armor, front guard, iframe, and etc. By the way, if you want to delve deeper into the combat mechanics of the game, be sure to check out the video on top right. I explain the basic things that every BDO player should know in that video. The miss effect helps you determine whether your attack hits or miss on the target. You can adjust the other 3 settings as you see on my screen. The other section is also a matter of personal preference. I won't go into detail. I am not someone who likes to see many alerts in the game. I prefer to play my game as simple as possible. You can see my settings on the screen right now. You can set it up this way if you wish. You can set up the world map section like this. These settings are already default settings. Region settings may vary depending on the region in which you are playing the game. You do not need to touch the parts other than that, the language settings. The miscellaneous section contains some settings left to your preference. I won't explain each one individually. You can hover over the settings you want to know more about to see the explanation. In the interface settings, you can find details such as keyboard and mouse settings. Since this section will be adjusted according to your personal preferences, explaining each one individually would be waste of time. Okay, let's talk about my UI settings. I prefer to play BDO in a very simple way. You can see it on the screen right now. My UI settings generally do not obstruct my view. I play with my view as open as possible. My UI settings are as you see on the screen. You can adjust and change them situationally using preset 1, 2, 3 or general settings. I love managing BDO's UI because it is detailed and the customization part is amazing. You can customize everything as you wish. Also, I prefer using 3D map in the top right corner of the screen. It is entirely a matter of preference. You can use it in 2D if you wish. To turn off any UI tab, you can just click top right icon and this will not be showed on your screen. Now let's talk about shortcut assignment. BDO allows you to assign shortcuts to quickly perform certain actions for your convenience, and such as opening your tent or changing settings and etc. You can do various tasks with these shortcuts. For example, I use shortcuts for switching UI settings, opening the tent, changing crystals and etc. So if you see a small arrow icon in the top right corner of any tab in the game, any one of them, it means that action can be quickly performed with a shortcut. By holding down the Alt key and left clicking, you can assign a key for it. Then you can proceed with the key assignment. Let me give you an example. I will directly open my tent right now without using a mouse or something like that. This way you can turn it off too. So this will allow that you can play the game more efficiently and faster. You can customize your settings according to your preferences as well. Do not forget, everything in the game, every tab, every settings with a small arrow at top right, it shows that you can put a shortcut for that tab. Lastly, I will show you the photograph mode. Pressing Ctrl U will bring up the photo mode and all UI elements will disappear from your screen. On the right side of the screen, you can find various filter settings and more customization like changing weather, zoom in, zoom out and etc. You can already watching that I'm changing my settings. The shortcuts for these settings are available on the right side of the screen. You can memorize these shortcuts or take notes or apply your desired settings. To turn this menu off, you can just press F1. Alright, it seems that I'm done. If I missed something, please forgive me, because video was a little bit detailed and took a very long time to prepare it. To support my efforts and the continuity of such video contents, please subscribe to the channel, like video, share this video on your Discord channels, and do not forget to leave your thoughts as a comment. I hope you guys like my contents. Do not forget, video is just a game. Have a nice game.